sure your mics are on. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Can you believe we already had Christmas and we're on to New Year's?
No, that's pretty wild.
I don't know how 2022 is coming to a wrap already.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been really wild, especially with, I don't know, just the school year makes everything go by so quick, and the wedding planning, it just makes everything feel so much faster.
Yeah. Is your mic on?
Yeah, that's on.
Okay, mine's on. I just wanted to make sure as we're chatting, we have everything going. Because it's one of those mornings. It's a Sunday morning.
It is.
But yeah, it's I've been in Kalamazoo for 2 years, going on to my third year. How? No idea. It feels like yesterday was 2020. The hell of a year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's times where, those memories from 2020 or 2019 pop up on Snapchat memories. And I'm like, oh yeah, I could put myself in that moment.
Like it was yesterday.
But also that was so long ago.
Oh, I know. Well, that's crazy. The other day at work, and I say the other day, it's probably been a couple months. Well, it has been a couple months because it was before I got my new role. I got my new role at work in July. It was July 16th or something like that.
Okay, so quite a few months ago.
Right. Many months ago at this point. So it was a few months, not a couple days. But anywho, I don't remember specifically where I was, but I was at work and I was thinking about something. Well, there's 22 years of my life. Mm-hmm. Wait, I'm 24. I just lost 2 years.
You're damn it.
Yeah.
Not again.
Well, I mean, it's been a crazy 2 years.
It has.
As soon as COVID hit in March of 2020, when we all went home from school.
Yeah.
That was our senior year, and just kind of the world shut down, and
yeah.
Those first 3 weeks were the longest 2 years of my life.
It was. I tell people that we got kicked out of college.
I mean, we did.
And I'm to provide context.
Yeah,
this was in 2020.
We were talking about that at dinner last night.
Yeah.
Eric, which you've all met hopefully by now, and Amy and I went out to dinner last night in downtown Franklin. Cute little bar. It was, tangent on that real quick. We were there, 10, maybe 15 minutes?
At least 10 minutes. Easily 10. Could be 15.
Yeah, before we actually, got anyone even remotely interested in us.
Yeah, and
wait on.
Slightly in their defense, it's kind of a sit yourself, but still.
Yeah, and they had the, lighting ceremony for downtown. So
yeah,
it was
but
busy.
Still.
It was busy.
It was a long time
but
before anybody even came to see us. And then when she did, she was like, oh, are we still doing all right? I'm we're totally different people than we're sitting here before.
There was 2 people, and now there's 3 people.
There was 2 people in their 50s.
Yeah.
And then it was us 3 in our 20s. I'm this is a completely different table than you left, ma'am.
Yeah, how do you not realize? We even made the joke about the whole John Tafford.
Bar rescue. I'm we need to get John Tafford in here.
I've never walked away because I've never helped before, but I've seen it on Bar Rescue plenty of times. But I was almost at the point. I'm we should just go find somewhere else. Because
it was
ridiculous.
Pretty close to being time to walk out because I was I worked in the service industry, so I have.
So
sympathy.
have I. Yeah.
I have sympathy. I worked in restaurants, so I understand, but at the same time, 15 minutes is too long. 5, whatever. And I understand that we sat ourselves, so it's not there was anyone that sat us and then everyone just forgot. But there didn't seem to be a super great system for who was helping what tables, and anybody could have stopped by though, not just our own waitress.
It was
literally anybody could have come by.
It's definitely a system issue. It was not the people were great after we got served. They were super friendly. Our food came out so quickly.
The food was quick. I think everyone else was drinking. So
we know the service is good, but just kind of getting to that. I think that they had a system failure and not a people failure.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, from my old role, that was kind of my whole job, is to try and figure out what's the issue, and usually it's our system, the way we do things is the issue, and how can we fix that? And I was seeing a breakdown in their systems last night. It was funny. But anywho, where was I going with that? I started.
I don't remember.
God, hey, people remind me what we were just talking about before we went on the tangent of dinner.
Well, while you think on that.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could talk about like the highlights and lowlights of 2022.
Yeah. I like that. I mean, this is our New Year's episode, so that would make sense.
Yeah. So you can start with either one.
I'm still stuck on the like what was.
Well, we're just gonna move on because when you distract your brain, then it'll come to you.
That's true. Well, because we were talking about 2020 and I lost 2 years of my life.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore.
I know. I'm sorry, everyone. But okay, so we in my fraternity in college we called it Roses and Thorns.
Okay.
You called them highs and lows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or peaks and valleys. Mm-hmm. I've heard that too. But so my Roses and Thorns for this year of our Lord 2022 is, I'd say, well, I guess first and foremost, I have gotten a phenomenal job that I really do like doing, even though I'm possibly changing careers, which, spoiler alert, might talk about that in a few episodes in the future.
Yep.
But I have a great job. I have like an amazing like group of coworkers and everything. So it is, and I mean, it's great pay. Mm-hmm. So, but also I think by the time this episode comes out, I have also already potentially applied for a different job. Mm-hmm. Again, spoiler alert. But I don't know. I guess we'll see where 2023 takes us in regards to that. But I guess part of that rose too is just the fact that my cousin Brooke, who hopefully we can get on the podcast soon, she might make a guest appearance here in the near future too.
She may.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. That is if I can convince her to. But she lives like relatively close to me, and for some reason, it literally took up until now to us actually like hang out more.
Oh, okay.
And she actually might be moving to Kalamazoo or Battle Creek, which is like literally right next to Kalamazoo.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, so we've been hanging out a little bit more now. She's my age, so like my sister, of course, is my sister, and she's an hour away.
Is this relevant right now?
Kind of. So just being able to kind of get closer to the family that I was close with young, but then moving away. I mean, like life changes. So it was a nice like, kind of coming back type of thing. But I definitely will say some of the thorns I had were sorry, Evie's.
She's mad.
Yeah, mad. Hopefully she doesn't have to go to the bathroom. That's her bathroom bell.
She's mad.
But the thorns I had is I feel like I've had a lot of friendships that have kind of gone by the wayside, unfortunately, this year, which is really sad. And I definitely have struggled a lot this year. I started therapy. I think we talked about that during our kind of mental health check-in. And I don't think we've talked about this yet, at least on the podcast. I know I've told you, but I have officially been diagnosed with depression. So that almost makes me feel better, if you will.
Well, I mean, then like there's a reason,
right?
You know, I'm sure,
I know what's going on.
Knowing it and then attacking it from like a diagnosis is a lot easier than trying to figure out like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't.
It could be, but it might not be. Or
I haven't followed up with my like PCP yet,
right?
Which primary care physician, if no one knows that acronym. But I went to like a specialist and did like the whole testing and stuff and had that diagnosed right before Thanksgiving. So it's kind of nice to know the reason why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling, but still like,
still stinks.
Yeah, it still stinks. It doesn't feel good.
No, I bet it doesn't.
So that's definitely my thorn for this year of, I guess that's kind of a rose and a thorn right there of being diagnosed.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so, because I'm sure that feeling is just kind of thorny in general.
Yeah, the feeling itself, but then kind of like learning, like, oh, that's why I'm feeling like shit. So that's definitely my rose and thorn. What about you? How was your 2022?
I mean, it was pretty good. It's just gone by so quick. Like, I'd definitely say a lot of roses would be like traveling. Like, we did a lot of like, and of course, like since Eric and I moved to Indiana, like it just requires traveling if you want to see people.
Yeah.
But this year we went to Chicago, we went to Disney, we went
That's fun.
we went up to the Thumb.
Really? When was that?
Caseville. We've talked about this.
Oh.
We went to Caseville, and it's just like a nice weekend, like on the beach, on the water. Went to Traverse City.
That was the Lake Michigan fiasco.
Yes, I'm not talking about that again. But just stuff like that, just traveling and seeing people is just always nice, especially living so far away. And then just like the kindness of people, like wanting to celebrate us, like as we are getting like so close to getting married, like the showers and the bachelor party and the bachelorette parties. Like one of my coworkers threw us one, and it was so sweet and like so much fun that they wanted to be included and celebrate too, even though like I've only known them for like a year and a half, but like it was so nice to like just feel the love from everybody,
right? And
like be celebrated and just, you know, just be around some people. And our house is definitely a huge rose. Like it's
it's beautiful.
It's so nice, and
we
I
talked
just
about it last week, but it's amazing.
I love having our space, and it feels like home. Like it's since we got moved in, it's felt like our home. Like it hasn't felt like a stranger's house that we just like moved into, which I kind of like that it was like ours from the start.
Right.
You know, it wasn't previously owned. It's just like ours. And it's nice. And like planning out like what we want to do with it, how we want to paint it, how we want to change it is kind of like, it's really exciting.
I've never like moved into a like pre-owned house.
Yeah.
Because I moved to my parents. Well, my parents, I should say, moved in to the house they're in currently, but they built it and I was 3. So I never experienced that.
The house I was born into, my parents, you know what? They built that too, kind of like this kind of build. Mm-hmm. And then the house they live in right now was a custom build. So I've only lived in new houses.
Right, yeah.
So it's kind of just like comfortable. It's what we know. I don't know. But I like that a lot. Yeah. Thorns. I don't know. It's just kind of been stressful with all this also. It has just been very stressful, especially when we were keeping the secret about the house.
Yeah.
Like, it is stressful.
Like 3 months from us.
It was 3 months, and it was hard. It's just hard, like in conversation, like at family stuff. It's like, I still think it was the right thing to do just in case anything went wrong with it. Then we didn't have to backtrack and tell like 50 people like, yeah, actually we're not moving anymore because like whatever the reason. Mm-hmm. So, but that was tough, and it was stressful with like the house and figuring out moving and like planning everything and just getting all our ducks in a row. And Eric's schedule is ever changing, which is
get your poop in a group.
Yeah, seriously, it's exhausting with that.
Can I do a quick tangent on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so one of my like favorite professors from college used to say "poop in a group," and I'm not kidding when I say last year, at least a year after graduation. So it's been 3 years since I've had that professor. I made the realization that was just the PG version of get your shit together, get your poop in a group.
Yeah,
and it blew my mind. I'm like, how did I not realize this?
Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry, I just had to interject that.
No, you're fine. Yeah, that's basically it. It's just been with all this, it's like it's been nice and it's been fun, but it's also stressful at the same time. And I'm a person that gets not stressed easily, but it's like at some point when it's overwhelming, I'm like, oh my God. Like I was telling him, Parker and Eric about these, but like I've been getting stress dreams about the wedding as we get a lot closer. And they're crazy and they make no sense. And it's just like getting to me a little bit. So I'm just like,
which we're speaking into existence because it's at what 2 weeks from now is the wedding roughly. It is going to be phenomenal. Everything's going to go fine.
Yeah,
we've got this.
Like everything is literally prepared. I just need to I'm ready to just get it going.
And I think that's a great kind of segue into our next segment of 2023. What are our goals, aspirations, wishes, whatever?
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
Oh, you're letting me go first.
Yeah.
Well, top of the list is get married.
Yeah.
And just hang out and have fun. Like, I think it's going to be a great time, and just letting that happen rather than being
it will be a great time.
It will. And just like letting it happen and just enjoying that in itself. But
I'm excited for it.
I know. And I'm excited to like just not be done with it, but just kind of move on. Like it's been a 1.5 year process that I'm ready to like finish out and just get going with life.
It's definitely not an overnight thing.
It's not. And he was here while we were like boxing up our favors, getting the favors ready. Like you got to see a little, you know, behind the scenes
sneak peek
of like what we're doing and like how like the things just happen and the conversations we have just randomly. It's like, oh, but blah, 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 blah. Like, what do you think about this? Do we need to do that? Blah, blah. Like, and it's just constant. So I'm ready to like close this little engagement chapter and move on. But
yeah, for anyone listening, that is going to either be at or in the wedding, because I know there's a few of you.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's going to be very cute.
It's so cute.
They're so cute.
I was so excited.
I'm sorry about Evie, by the way. If you can hear her, she's being ferocious. It's only us two today. Eric can't kind of wrangle her like we were a couple
she's
weekends
slamming on
ago.
These bells. And another goal is just to be more, like, I don't know how I can possibly be more organized and more prepared and like, but just kind of like work-wise and home-wise, just being ready for things rather than just kind of not procrastinating. I'm not really a procrastinator, but like the example I have right now is like our lesson plans are due every week and I still have to finish mine. Just like prioritizing what I need to do versus what I want to do. Like I've spent the week doing other things, which are also important, but those also have to be done. So I don't know, just kind of being more like intentional with my time, like less phone time.
I like that.
You know, less phone time. We were sitting at the dinner table and some of the times I'm pretty good about putting my phone down, but a lot of the things, like most of the time, and I really admire this about Eric, is he's able to just be in a moment, puts his phone away, and like he's just there. Like if we go out to eat, him and I, it's like he's focused on me. So I wanted to pick out that trait, but it's also annoying when he's not with me and I'm texting him and he's in the moment with someone else. I'm like, hey, I still exist here.
As my dad would say, is be one with the moment. Put your phone away.
Yeah, and like I do appreciate it, and I would rather have him be intentional and pay attention to who's in his existence than
physically.
Be physically.
In the now.
Yeah. And so I wanted to just be more intentional with like actions and time.
Sorry, I can see Evie. She's over there.
She's running on like a crazy woman.
She's a crazy woman.
She is.
But yeah, I like that. Those are really good aspirations and goals for next year.
What about you?
For me, I would say, kind of like we said earlier, I am possibly applying for a new job. So I think that's going to throw in a lot of hurdles and just try to be as prepared as I can for kind of whatever the future holds for me, because I know this year is going to be an interesting year with kind of whatever happens. So just trying to a little bit more prepared for the unpreparable, if you will.
Yeah.
There's a lot to like that goes into this new role, and I definitely want to make sure I'm kind of on my A game for that. Don't want to kind of speak too much about it because obviously nothing has happened yet. So don't want to be talking about stuff. Overcommit. Yeah. That's a good way of saying it. But I mean, this is really basic, but go to the gym more. I've had a gym membership for literally the last 2 years on and off. I've done like 2 different gyms, but in the last few weeks, and I'd say like a month or 2, I've been going a lot more frequently than I used to.
That's good.
I try at the bare minimum go at least once a week, but it's been a work in progress. Like I was supposed to go this week and I didn't. And then I was planning, because I go to Planet Fitness, so pretty much you can go anywhere, which is
a
nice.
really nice thing about
if you
Planet
have the
Fitness.
Black Card, of course, which I do. I'm spending the little bit extra money.
It's worth
to
the convenience.
Do it because I don't travel all that often, but like I travel enough that for the most part you'll have probably one near me. But I thought there was going to be one down here because I'm like, Indianapolis, they're like just south, and Franklin looked kind of big enough.
Yeah.
They might. But yeah, no, the nearest one was half-hour drive away. I was like, I'm not in a hotel where I have keys to the place, so like I can either go when I get home or whatever. Yeah. So just be able to do that, because I mean, you grow up, your body changes, all that fun stuff, but like I don't feel as healthy as I used to, and every time I've gone to the gym, like for a day or two, like the next like week and a half, 2 weeks, I feel great. It does
feel good, and like even just like walking more, just taking more walks, like
it's amazing feeling. I mean, it's doctors always say, oh, you'll feel better, but like you truly do.
You do.
I really believe that, because I feel it, and when I'm like, because I think we talked about this on last couple episodes, like I have big sweet tooth. I have a really, really bad habit of eating junk food. So
You need to count it.
when like last year, especially 2020, I went a little bit more, but last year, 2021, I really didn't like hit the gym at all. I didn't do a lot at all. I just was stationary a lot. And of course, my big sweet tooth, I felt like shit. And it's not a fun feeling, honestly. So just being able to like get to the gym more and, cause I mean, I'd love to not bulk up per se, but just a little bit more muscular than I am. I mean, it's a running joke in the gay community of, like, even though I'm skinny mini in all regards of the term, but in the gay community, I'm morbidly obese. Like it's a sad truth though too, is you can just have like that little pouch right here, on your like lower abdomen, and the gays will think you're fat. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, there's that little bit in my mind, of course, but I'm doing it for me because I wanna feel better.
Yeah. I used to feel bad about that, that little spot until someone told me they said, if you didn't have that whenever you get pregnant in the future, then you're going to have major stretch marks and there's not enough room for a baby. I was like, okay, now I don't worry about it because I'm like, well, that makes sense. Like it's there for a reason. It's there for a purpose. I'm like, and there's no way I could exercise like every single day for 3 hours and that spot is not going away because it's like built in.
But of course, for me, I don't have that issue.
You could if you tried super hard.
I know. Close your ears, Mom. I've tried multiple times with some guys. It just doesn't work.
But I understand that. Like working out and just exercising your body outside of just anything outside of everyday life. Like I spend most of my day standing, but that's not exercising. And like when I moved back to my parents' house, like for my student teaching, my dad and I would go on a walk like almost every night.
Right.
And especially when he was going through a hard time, it was really nice to just get outside and walk. Like we'd bundle up.
It's amazing.
We
just literally
went
what
on a
fresh
walk,
air does.
and it was like 10 degrees, and we just went outside and went walking.
Yeah.
It was so nice. It was the nicest thing ever. Like, it's just nice when you do walk with someone else, like, because you don't walk with your phone out in your hand. You just walk and you talk with the people with you, and you just exist in the world. Like, I just like it, and I love being outside. So
kind of like you were saying earlier with Eric. I mean, just being there, being present, kind of being able to put your technology and stuff away. Because I mean, let's be honest, everyone listening can probably agree with us that so much anxiety and stuff that happens nowadays is because of our technology and like social media and all that crap. It's a running joke per se. Yeah. That like, oh, go to somewhere where you can unplug for the weekend or whatever. But it's true.
It is.
We're so addicted. It's literally like rejuvenating when you're able to do that.
Yes. Yeah. And I even have some stuff set up and I need to be more intentional with it as well. It's just like I have like time limits on my apps. And I have like a bedtime. So once at 10 o'clock.
Those bedtime things are phenomenal.
At 10 o'clock, my apps all shut down, except for like the ones you would need, like a map or, contacts and whatnot. But other than that, everything just shuts down.
Yeah.
And I could like turn it off. I could say like, 15 more minutes, but it's also so judgmental. My phone is. It's like, oh, do you really want to do that?
Yeah, I put the sleep timer on as well as the like work timer thing.
Yes.
It helps me so much. Like the fact that I don't know if Android or any other like
who gives a shit?
Apple or not Apple, any other like
bad
program phones. Yeah.
At Huss.
Yeah, Huss. I know we know you're listening. But like Apple did that phenomenally, and I just love that that's an option because it does help.
Yeah,
absolutely,
it does.
Because it sounds bad, but my job currently, what I do is a lot of computer work. Like from my old role, kind of going back to the exercise thing. My old role, I had to like walk around a lot, and it was great. Like it got me up and moving. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of times where I'm sitting writing something up at my computer, but like I was doing process walks. I was going out on the floor. I was doing a lot, walking to someone because I need to talk to them or whatever. But now it's a lot of like sitting at the desk for 8 hours. So what I'll do is I'll usually put my phone on. I have like this cute little stand, like it's literally a phone stand, and I put it on, put an AirPod in, and I'll be doing whatever on my computer that I need to do, but I'll have like Netflix or Hulu or something going on in the background. And of course, my mom freaks out when she hears that. She's like, "Oh, they like don't get fired if people find out." I'm like, they don't care if you're doing your job. They don't care, and that's what I like about the whole corporate thing. But that's it. When I have things popping up on the top of my screen,
it's just
my brain is like, oh, let's go see what that notification is. But because I have that work setting thing on, there's no notifications that pop up. It's just like I have my kind of inner ear being preoccupied by whatever I'm watching while my other side of my brain is actually like doing my work up there. And it's right below my computer screen. So I'm sorry if you guys can hear that. She's ready
for us to be done.
Yeah, which we'll be done soon. Don't worry, Evie. We're almost done. But yeah, I just hope 2023 is going to be a better year than 2022 was.
Yeah.
Not that 2022 was a bad year, but
no.
I mean, every year you always hope it's better than last year.
Yeah.
I remember when we were like, oh, 2019's an awful year, and then 2020 hit.
It's like, just kidding. 2019, you were just fine.
Yeah, it's like, can we get that back, please? But yeah, what are your aspirations at home? We'd love to hear your roses and thorns about this year and your goals and up and comings for next year.
Yeah.
So let us know. DM us on Instagram.
Yep.
Leave us a comment on our YouTube video. I was going to say channel. Well, can you comment on the channel? So. I think it's just videos.
Just specific videos.
Can you tell that I don't do the YouTube? She does. But yeah, let us know. We also have the email. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. We've talked about that at gmail.com. And until we see you guys next week, peace out.
Bye.